Hey, all right, welcome back to Raff's Brain, a show about things that are interesting to me. I'm the host, Rob Rafferty. It's time for another episode of Riffin with Raff, a return guest, a three-time return guest, none other than Cody H. And we're here at the beautiful CJ Maggie's Bar and Grill, downtown Buckhannon, West Virginia, 26201. Google it if you're not familiar. It's a fantastic venue for lunch, dinner, breakfast, and dinner.
For all the meals.
All the meals.
Or if you want to drink your dinner.
Yes.
It's okay too.
I'm having a delicious Corona Extra. Have you heard about this? it's taken the country by storm. I'm always wondering who started the idea of fruit and beer. I don't know if I like it or not, but a Corona without a lime doesn't work.
Yeah, it's kind of like Pacifico without a lime.
Oh, Pacific. It's like the Mexican beer.
I think it's a Hispanic thing. I think it's, yeah.
We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day.
I'm all for it.
Did you ever do this back in the day?
No.
Where you plug it in and go like that to get the lime up here?
No.
Now when I open it.
Because usually it just shot everywhere.
Be careful. Dangerous. All good.
It started to.
I learned my lesson.
It started to.
I'm grateful to be back with my friend and three-time guest, Cody Hollen, Buckhannon native, Buckhannon resident. So anytime I'm back in town, we get together, and I look forward to it. First, I want to highlight this beautiful sweatshirt. Cobra! Yes, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And if you're listening and not watching, you're missing out because it's a visual show as well as an audio show. You can check it out on YouTube at Rob Rafferty. And you would, if you did that, you would see that he has the Cobra insignia on his sweatshirt. Where'd you pick that up?
The Internet
Has everything, man.
Yeah. Saw it. I think it was an ad, that popped up on your Facebook because they know all your things.
It's amazing.
The algorithms know you. And one of those sweatshirt, t-shirt places, hey, we think you might like this. They were right. I like this.
G.I. Joe was so huge back in our youth. So mid-80s, early 80s, mid-80s, late 80s. It was like the 80s, pretty much the entire 80s. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
The cartoon, which was remarkable because no one ever died on that show.
No.
The Cobra dudes would always get out of the tank, right? Like the last minute. And it was always like teaching them a lesson.
Right. What cracked me up was they were Army. It's an Army thing. They're shooting laser beams. It was always laser beams out of a machine gun.
We didn't really ask these questions.
Yeah, you didn't. But
we had many of these action figures. Now, back in the day, they were 3.5 inches, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
3 and 3/4.
3 3/4. And then now they're big 12
Now they
inches.
got 6 inch. 6 inch
right.
scale.
I don't know
and
what
they're
I'm talking
amazing.
about.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But back in the day, I remember you could go down to like Murphy's
Mart
here, or Ames. It used to be
Ames, Hex.
And you could go to the toy aisle, and they would be like maybe $3 or something like that.
If that.
Does that remind you?
Yeah.
$2?
Yeah, they were cheap.
Who was your favorite Cobra character? I actually have to be honest, 100% with you. I kind of liked Cobra. I just thought they had a good vibe. They had the uniforms and they had cool insignias and stuff.
I love the insignia. I love the colors. My first G.I. Joe figure was a Cobra infantryman.
They're cool.
I just thought he looked so cool.
This is like, for those of you who don't know, it's like a stormtrooper, essentially.
Yeah. He had the fit, he had the guns, he had the colors. I just thought, I think in every, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Star Wars, G.I. Joe, the baddies always have the coolest stuff. Yeah. They look cooler, they are cooler.
And they have the very coolest character. Well, you might disagree with me. We might go back and forth on this. I'm a Storm Shadow dude.
Yeah.
You're a Snake Eyes guy.
I like Snake Eyes. Yeah.
They're both amazing. They're total spy versus spy type situation.
Yes.
They never kill each other, but they like respect each other and they always one up each other. It's a very cool. So there was a comic book, there was a cartoon, there was the action figures. We were all about it.
There was a movie.
The movie was crazy. I think someone died in the movie, didn't they? And it was the Transformers. Transformer movie was intense as a kid. I was like, dude, they killed some of my characters in that movie.
Yeah, it was
Pipes
it was heavy. I don't remember.
Starscream got waxed at the end.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I don't recall it. I'd have to go back and watch all of these.
We're going down the path here, but let's talk a little about nostalgia. Let's talk about hobbies that evolve over life. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fascinating to me. As I get home, anytime I'm here, I get to go to my room and I get to revisit like the trunk of baseball cards and Garbage Pail Kids and You know, I have a few Matchbox cars. I was never a super collector, but I was like, oh, these are interesting. Comic books.
Comic books, Nintendo stuff, action figures stuff,
Yes.
Star Wars, G.I. Joe. I'm sure
When did you stop? No, maybe you never did. You don't do anything. I don't know. Like, talk to me about your little habits, your collections, your knickknacks.
I think I grew out of it at some point. I don't recall when.
It was probably
But-
like after high school, a little bit
Before
mid high school.
Yeah, like 9th, 10th grade probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Middle school, I remember being all in, you know, but then you grow out of it because it's not cool anymore or whatever. You're on to bigger and better things. And then you go to college and then you graduate and then
Life.
you're struggling for money for a while. But then once I had adult money, it was time to go back and revisit that stuff, you know.
There was a funny comedian that I heard. I don't remember his name, but it's like probably 25 years ago on TV. He had a really funny line that I thought was hilarious at the time. Now I don't think I agree with it as much. He said, "This is he was outside a candy shop and saw some kids like with their faces pressed against the glass because you could tell they just want all the candy. And he crouched down by him and said, 'Hey kid, you see all that candy in that shop? Someday you're gonna grow up, you could buy all that candy, but you don't want it.'" Life sucks. Have a great day.
Yeah.
And of course, that was a funny joke, but I actually do eat the candy. I want the candy. I still buy some dumb stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So, what's the latest kind of? If you imagine you've re-entered that nostalgia,
I have.
What does that look like for you nowadays?
Oh, geez. I have a pretty insane modern toy collection. I haven't got the chance to go, you know, looking for the old stuff because the old stuff's pretty expensive these days.
Is it?
You know, sellers know what they have and they know what it's worth.
That is what's different now than it used to be. Like you can instantly with a phone look up and see, well, what's the
Sure.
last sale of Cobra Commander or Scarlet Baroness or whatever. You know, like you can, who are these characters? Like I find the action figure at a pawn shop. You just can't find them. People aren't just giving them away.
Right.
You know.
Right. Like for instance, I follow this guy on YouTube. He's a flipper. And
What's his name?
His name's Froggy Flips.
Froggy.
This is a different guy.
Different guy.
But he is a major all-in toy collector. Nothing but toys. Everything you can think of. And he went to a toy show recently, the last video I watched. And he was looking and he saw a Cobra Commander figure. Loose, you know, out of the package. And he said, "Is that the Mickey Mouse version?" And I'm like, I've never even heard of that. So the Mickey Mouse version apparently is the Cobra eyes here are bigger on the logo on his chest, making it look like a Mickey Mouse face. And it's worth a lot of money.
A lot more.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Yeah.
a card that has a defect.
Yeah,
on it.
like an error or something.
An error card.
Yeah, and these
if
were
you
like...
if you know this stuff, you can know.
Yeah, and apparently this was a mail-away figure only. So
Amazing.
you had to mail away for it. This guy happened to
Oh,
find it.
mail away.
Yeah.
I did one mail away figure.
Yeah.
It was Star Wars, the Emperor. You had to save up points in the back of the Hasbro. I
Yeah.
guess Hasbro.
Yep.
You'd mail it in.
Cut the box.
I think it was an Emperor character that I got.
Yeah,
Through the mail.
but
then
I
you're
mean-
destroying the box. Now, if you have the box characters, that's what's money right now, right? Like, here's an I think I told you this the other day. I'll tell our audience an old story of a college friend of mine. This is all like legend. It's probably not true, but I like the word of mouth thing. He's like, there was a friend of mine growing up who told me that he knew a guy whose parents every Christmas bought him the hottest toys. But the only condition was he couldn't open them. And he was always upset as a kid because he never had to play with toys. He did all these incredible toys and he couldn't play with them. But then the idea was 25 years later, they're in his attic and he can use that and start his life as he's like a young person getting going. And I'm like, that's a pretty smart move. I would forego all the things we just did. No, I don't think I would. I like blowing them up with firecrackers. How many action figures did we destroy?
all of
Probably
like-
Zoltan. Was he a chameleon?
Zartan.
Who was the guy that like
Zartan was
Zartan?
He changed colors.
He did change
and-
colors.
Yeah.
He literally changed
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, that was his thing.
But I think
He was like a chameleon,
But
but human form.
That's right. All these characters are amazing.
Oh, it's insane.
So you get the 12 or 5
Six
6
inch
inches.
figure. Yeah, I do the 6 inch. I do the 3 3/4. I do all the things now if I can. Like Even the modern ones, if you don't open them and you get them like a year or two down the road, they're selling for double the price now. Like collectors,
This is like
collecting is huge right now. Like
get out of the stock market, invest in action figures.
Yeah.
You don't need a 401k.
Hasbro is $1 billion company for a reason. They know what they're doing.
All right. Other than action figures, do you continue to, or are you at all connected with comic books or baseball cards, anything like that?
If I see something I like and I think it might be worth something, I'll try to scoop it up if I see it. It could be a baseball card. I saw an online auction the other day and it had a Patrick Mahomes graded football card on it. I bought it for, I forget how much, $10, $15.
That's money, right?
It's probably going to be worth more than that one day. So I scooped it up. If I think it's going to be worth something, and I don't stop there. I go to the Goodwills, Salvation Armies. For instance, I found a tie the other day at the Goodwill, brand new in the package. Had no idea what the brand was. Looked up the brand. It's a $100 tie, brand new in the box or in the package. So I bought it for $3.99.
You don't always have to know exactly what you're looking for. You just have to have an eye for it. And then, like you said, the internet today is
the internet is your friend. Google Lens, eBay, take a picture. eBay is great because they have a camera option now where they would take a picture. And
speaking of pictures, I'm taking a picture. I'm going to send it to our group chat. Nate Dog and Johann Sebastian Herring. They don't know this.
This was the squad growing up.
Yeah, there was the 4 of us. We talked about this in previous episodes. For the tens of listeners, that might be an exaggeration. By the way, not to jinx it or ruin it, because I don't. It's not our favorite guy, but he is. I think there's mass respect. This is episode 99.
Oh no shit!
Little Wayne Gretzky action.
Nice.
So for episode 100, I'm going to do a recount of the entire 100. Okay, what was the most popular episode? How my fans go? My tens of listeners. You guys, if you're out there and you pay attention to this, I appreciate it. I don't know why you do that, but it's great. I'm grateful for it. Hopefully, it's entertaining on some level.
I'm gonna send this one to all my friends and have them click like on all of it.
It kind of works like that. I'm going to do an analysis on the episode 100. Let's do a recap. What have I learned? Where are we coming? Where are we going?
Solid move.
But episode 99, we're going to talk about a little bit more. We have plenty of time. There's no time limit on this conversation. We're going to go as long as we want. So, as I was mentioning, I just took a picture. I'm going to send it. There's an active chat thread between the 4 Buckhannon boys, Code H, Rob R. That's me. I don't know where those names came about. Raff. I don't know what my nickname is with you guys, but John. I don't know. Johann, is that? Did we call him that? Did
Johann,
I do that?
Yeah, I think you did.
I
think you started the Johann
I think
thing.
I started all these names.
Yeah.
Johann Sebastian Herring. Which is nice. It's not his real name, but whatever. And then Nate Dog. That's kind of lame because Nate Dog is like Nate Dog and Warren G. And regulate.
Yeah.
So, but we got to come up with a better nickname for him, probably. Gower Power. That's also dumb, but
yeah, I like Nate Dog better.
Anyway, the 4 of us, friends in childhood, and we stay in touch via text message, and we were just talking about how sporadic and unpredictable this is because it's been renamed. The channel is now called the OGs. Mm-hmm. I think you did that, or who did that?
I did that.
You did that. Talk about that for a second.
We're the OGs,
We are the OGs. I'm going to text the OGs.
Yeah.
There's an active thread happening right now, and I'm going to let them know we're recording an episode that they're going to be referenced in, and then maybe they'll listen to this more. I don't think they listen to any of my content, which is okay. I don't.
It'll be fun nonetheless.
The funny thing is when I try to type into my send box OGs, it doesn't really come up. So I have to type code. It should. It's a group.
Yeah.
Cody Hollen, Nathan Gower, John Heron. That's the true identities that have been revealed here. So, what's the point of that?
The point is, we're just going to see what happens in real time,
Yes. Oh, I think although here's the thing.
For funsies.
When you sent the OG thread out, I may have ruined things.
It's okay.
It's a separate thread.
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, man, I messed up.
Yeah, it's okay.
I messed up. I got to reply to the other one. Never mind, guys. Let me go back. For some reason, I'm going to see it on there. It doesn't matter. We'll see if we can get that conversation going. I was telling him, though, we were talking earlier, Cody and I, about how unpredictable this is. I'm sure all of you can relate. You probably have similar text groups. This is a normal thing. I bet we all have different text group friends. I have other ones from college. I have a couple coworkers. I just like little things. My wife, my family. And it's funny to see how those behave. And sometimes it's dead for weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden someone fires it up because something happened. And it can be something as simple as, here's a beer that I'm drinking. Not even with any words. Just Cody just does this. He takes a picture and he sends a picture of a beer and he's like, hey boys.
Or hey, how's everybody doing? What's up?
And then we reply with
Cheers,
photos.
fellas.
And coincidentally, we all typically have a beer in our hands.
Hey,
like,
you know.
Or at this point, I thought I saw a picture of a glass of wine. Am I right about this? Are you on the OG list? What is happening? Did I miss it? Please elaborate. I thought I saw one come up. Maybe it's like Gower.
Yes, right there.
There it is. Show the fans.
Yeah.
Show the
All
people.
right,
Show
right.
the people.
All
If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see this. What on earth is that?
That is
He doesn't drink wine.
cracked a brand new box of wine. Highfalutin tonight, boys.
Box O wine. So here was an idea that I might spin off from this into another show on YouTube, which would be reliving our text chains. Because I think our text chains are funny and interesting. Maybe it's only to us, but if my fellow OGs agreed, we could take some of our greatest hits and reproduce those. And I have a text, this funny little tool that I came across a few years ago that I really like. It basically makes movies out of text conversations. And you can have a funny little story that you tell through that format. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. So mine came through on a different channel, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
This is my problem, fellas. I gotta get my technology better. Can you, he's gonna fix that. And we're gonna get better at this.
Do it.
He's taking a picture of me now. That's cool. I'm gonna act like it's an action shot.
Right?
Yeah, I'm talking to the camera. We're having a good time. Hey, all right. And he's going to text our friends. We're going to see if they come back to us. He's going to alert them to the fact that they have been referenced on this show. And we're going to see how that, if that elicits any live commentary or not. Back to nostalgia. Okay. You introduced me to a very curious character on this app that I encourage all of you just to check out for fun. It's called Whatnot. It's live shopping, essentially. Think QVC, but for everybody. Anybody that has internet access anywhere in the world can communicate with whoever is on at that time watching their show.
Yep.
And you do
online auctions.
It's called social shopping, I think, is the kind of buzz phrase for it.
Oh, is it?
Online auctions would be the other way. There's probably some stupid buzzwords. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
The point is, it's taken off in an interesting way. And there's like different approaches and styles and formats. And one of the characters you just introduced me to, we watched it the other night. Harry something.
Harry Tornado.
Harry Tornado. Look him up. Harry Tornado. You're the man, dude.
Harry Tornado.
I may have bought something from him. I tried. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. The other day, I bought something.
You tried.
There's someone else I bought one from.
Yeah, you bought a comic book.
Yeah, I got an email reminding me of that. Hey, it's in the mail. But it's so easy to do, and it's like a little auction, and there are different rules. You can set them up, minimum bids, and things like that.
Yeah.
He's hilarious because he just grabs knickknacks from all over the place,
Yeah.
and there's no theme to it.
No, you go to flea markets, Goodwill bins, Goodwill stores, Salvation Armies, yard sales, estate sales. He sees something he likes, him and his wife collect it. They come back, they got 200 items, they start a Whatnot sale and make bank off selling anything and everything.
And what's cool,
on Whatnot.
What's cool is he is transparent about this. At the end of every show, he has an hour a week every Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
Check him out. I'll drop show notes, link in the show notes. Watch this guy, and I'm gonna start watching him and learning from him. And I feel like, for instance, right across the street as I sit here, I don't want to move the phone because it could mess things up. But I want to show you. I probably can't see. You can't see out the window. It doesn't matter. I just messed up. There's an antique store over there. There's also There's just all sorts of knick-knack stores around town here on Main Street. Buckhannon, 26201. Check it out if you're not familiar. It's happening.
Yeah. Bucktown.
Why are they doing? What's not?
I don't know.
Why hasn't someone in this town figured that out? Because there's so your market is the world. It's not just people who are in physical proximity on you.
Yeah.
So I think we should. But one of the challenges is to have a following.
Yes.
So to my tens of fans, we could do a Whatnot show. I could announce it on this program, and maybe 2 or 3 people would show up. You and me.
We'll sell like 10 items. We'll start with 10 items.
Someone would get like an amazing deal.
They would.
It'd be like no one else is.
Yeah, no one else.
I'd have to have my own little fake identity over here, and I'd be like upping the bids.
Yeah.
Ooh, That hasn't. Someone could do that.
Hey, you know.
Cody, come into my thing when I get like 1,000 people in
Right,
there.
right.
And I want you. And even if you win, I won't make you buy it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna rig it.
Hey. Shh. No, we're not.
I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I'm always honest. But yeah, I think that's my next step. I have a lot of comics and cards, and I was looking through my baseball cards, and I have some crazy, interesting baseball cards.
Do you?
Yeah, but I don't know how. I mean, I really have to figure out how good they are.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
So I'm into collecting stuff again. Are you?
What am I collecting?
Or are you just too busy with life in general to?
No, I'm never too busy. I'm a fan of antique stores.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
As I've gotten older, I've gotten to appreciate.
Oh, I did.
The antiques,
I love it.
The antique market.
You know what I enjoy, which I don't buy a lot of, but I just spend hours. It's almost disturbing. If I'm in an antique store or on vacation or something, they have sometimes places where they have the old postcards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
These are old postcards, sometimes 100 years or older. And you flip them over, and if you can decipher the cursive, you can see there was a message that someone wrote to a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'll buy a few and like frame them or something.
Sure.
But it's just fascinating that this exists. And it's like, wow, this is someone's life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get a little crazy about it. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
their ghost is with me. I've summoned
You would
them.
like it. You should stick around. Every Friday night, they have an auction.
Oh, I gotta
out
check
here
that out.
at the Daily Grind at the auction
Oh
house.
my god.
And yeah, the auction,
Auctions are cool.
It's usually an estate sale or whatever, but they got anything and everything at those things. I've been to a few, and I have some friends that have bought lots of things from those.
Yeah.
And they've flipped a lot of stuff, or they've kept it for themselves, and the stuff they flipped, they've made some money off of it.
I like auctions. I could see me blowing a lot of money there unnecessarily. The question starts to become, where do you store it? What do you do with it? What's
Right.
the point? And here's where I'm not good. I have to overcome this, and maybe this is going to be the experience. I'll be coming back to Buckhannon more frequently in the future.
Had to save the
So,
camera.
thank you. Good catch. For those of you who are not watching the show, Cody just saved this show. The camera was slipping, and he set it back up in the proper way. Thank you. But yeah, I'm going to be coming back to Buckhannon a lot more in the near future, dealing with some family stuff, and that's wonderful, and gives me a chance to think through. I don't want to spend my time in the evenings together with Cody. I'm thinking like maybe we should do a Whatnot show, a Raff's Brain Whatnot show, or it doesn't have to be the same brand, but I'm just saying like, you know, have fun with it, learn. The reality is we're never going to know how to do that platform until we actually just do it.
Yeah, it's
And they take a cut of some percent. That's how they.
yeah. Whatnot gets a little bit of your sales.
Taxes.
Yeah, well, just
I don't know how to mail stuff. I'm going to tell people on the show, hey, look, you got to come pick it up.
That's Facebook Marketplace. This stuff, you know, you got to be prepared. You have to be able to mail out everything. But you know what? You charge the buyer for the mailing or the shipping costs. But you just got to get to the post office and take care of it. That's the thing. The guy we were talking about, Harry Tornado, he's got a whole setup in his garage. He's got his own scales. He's got his own packaging. He buys boxes in bulk from the post office. He's got it. He's got a formula. He's got it figured out.
It's very cool, and I feel like I can bring a different style to that. But here's the thing: I was almost saying this earlier. As much as I acquire old things and knickknacks, I've never really parted with them. I've never sold them.
That is the challenge.
My psychological connection is too deep.
Yeah.
And that's just dumb. Like,
Yeah.
some of it I definitely will never want to sell because I have too much, like, there's a what's it called? Sentimental value.
Yeah.
A lot of things. You buy low, you sell high, baby. It's a flip, man. You
that's
gotta
it.
get the mentality right.
That's it.
So, if I can use maybe I'm not going to promise anything as we wrap up this episode here. Cody has inspired me over the past couple days. Like, we should host a Whatnot. Anybody can do this. I don't think it even costs money to host a show on there. I have to look into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Even
not
if
sure
it's
about
probably
that.
minimal. I have no
like
idea.
I said, I think they just get their chunk. I think you got to just set up a Whatnot profile.
Yeah.
You know, but Whatnot still gets their chunk.
What if I sell stuff that nobody wants?
Well, I mean, that's the gamble, right? I mean,
okay, I'm going to get like 10 items. It'll be a 10-minute show, 15 minutes. Listen, folks.
yeah, most of the auctions go, I think they're up for 15 seconds. That's what's great about Whatnot. You can do
anything.
volume.
Yeah.
That's why this Harry Tornado guy does 200 items. He's done in an hour and a half.
I will not lie. I'll be very honest with you. What I was doing the other day, There was a comic book show on, and they don't even have their face on. They're just showing the book, and then they have it on there for 10 seconds, and they pull it off. I was on my phone. I had two phones. I was watching it on one, and the other one I was kind of like, I wonder what the value of that is. And I was able to quickly get it, but almost in time. It wasn't always like, sometimes they talk about it for a little bit, and you're able to do a little research.
Yeah.
That's almost cheating.
Well, Whatnot, you also have the option as a seller to extend the auction time.
That's true. You can do a lot. You can do like lots of things.
If there's a bidding war going on, you can, hey, let's increase the time so you can maximize your profits.
So you're right, there are different rules. We're going to learn all about this. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a future episode. You can have one that's a countdown clock, and when it hits 0, it's done. Right. Other ones, anybody that bids, it extends it 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, so it keeps going.
Right.
I think that's better for the seller.
Yes.
Because, dude, there were times when I thought I was the highest bidder, then someone would sneak it. Like, this is almost like an eBay. Remember the old eBay auctions like that? And you watch,
still like that.
It's still like that. I haven't done eBay for a long time. And I've never sold anything on eBay. Here's the other, I'll say one, as we wrap up, one thing it complicates the possibility of doing this. Even though we can do it at a low level, 10 items, you can even create your event and showcase what you're going to sell in advance that might attract people. And you could say, I'm going to give away something too. And they have giveaways, and like you can draw in. And by the way, when you're live, and anybody that's logged on at that time might get, what's this? They might just curiously pick into your show. So there's always a possibility that strangers will show up.
And what's fun is at the end of the Hairy Tornado guy, when he's done with his auction, you can do what's called a raid.
And you know what that is.
So a raid is like, hey, let's go through all the live auctions that are going on, and we're going to send all of our followers to this guy or girl.
So if I can coordinate with someone to raid to me.
Yeah, yes.
Even though I have no credibility
and,
yet.
All of a sudden you're switched over to this other auction, and then that person's like, oh, hey, thanks, Hairy Tornado, for the raid. Hey, everybody, I'm so-and-so.
Hairy Tornado, I'm gonna send you this episode. If you want to, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're going to come on you go from 7 to 8 on, or something like that, or 8 to 9. He has an hour early. 7 to 8.
7 on Mondays.
We're going to do our show at 8 o'clock tonight. And we're going to get Hairy Tornado to raid to us.
Raid us.
And they're going to, hey, we're the first time sellers we have no idea what we're doing. Thank you so much, Hairy Tornado. You're the man. We purchased items from you, which I haven't yet, but I will. And then we'll get your whole audience in there, and then we're going to start being competitors, man. We're going to come after you. Here's the thing. There's no competition. There's so much abundance. There's so many ways.
Yeah. What's really funny is these sellers, I've seen videos on YouTube.
They work together.
Well, no, they all get together. They have like a seller con or a
oh my gosh,
or a YouTube con or whatever. They all get together and meet once a year or once every 6 months.
This could be the second chapter of our life, Cody.
Hey, I'm ready for a second. I'm telling you right now.
This is going to be a future conversation, and it's a serious one coming up. I've been saying we're going to wrap this show for a couple times, but I do mean it. One thing, just a loose end, I want to make sure I say it. The challenge that I have before we leave the what's not discussion is mailing stuff. I've got to come up with a good system to get addresses. I got to get the post office, the boxes. I'm not set up for that. So if I only have 10 items to do, I could probably pull it off, but it takes time, and I don't want to screw it up.
I think with Whatnot is you can, however they pay, it's like PayPal.
Automatic.
Sends you your address.
Okay.
And the pay is automatic.
I just gotta, and then I gotta go to the post office and box it up.
You just have to box it and mail it. That's
I gotta be on top of it.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of labor that I'm not used to.
Apparently they get those boxes for free, I think. Like some of those boxes, I think they've mentioned the post office will deliver like so many for free or something. Don't quote me on that, but we're going to look that up.
We're looking into that. Okay, anyway, I'm excited about that. We might explore it. Stay tuned. The real wrap up of the show is we are both approaching a very monumental birthday this year. We talked about it earlier. We talked about it in the previous show. Cody's going to do a 50-mile ride. I don't know what I'm going to do yet specifically to celebrate this. But where was I going with that? I don't know.
We're both turning 50.
We're both turning 50. That's what happens when you turn 50. You thought you started a conversation, you forget why. The point I was making was, it's lost to me now, but it was like halftime. That's what it was about. It was like, it's not the end. It's the beginning of the next chapter.
I hope not. Damn.
It's the beginning of the next chapter. It's gonna be a revolution in and we're gonna have a renaissance.
Renaissance. I like that.
And maybe whatnot, and all these knickknacks, and like that type of lifestyle could be a whole other universe.
It's gonna come full circle.
And we'll just crush and dominate.
Crush and dominate.
And become the Buckhannon Harry Tornado crew, basically. Right?
Then after that, we're going to open up our own brewery right down the street.
That's also on the horizon.
So
get ready for that. That's why Buckhannon, it's gonna be off the chain here pretty soon.
Bucktown Brews.
Bucktown Brews. Ooh, BB, that's good. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Episode 99, Gretzky.
99.
Hey, man, you only make... you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Sorry.
And we're taking our shot.
Is that what it is?
I think so. That
You only miss
good.
100. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes, sure.
Michael
Jordan?
No, Mike. No.
Michael B.
No, the guy in The Office. Who's that character?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Mike.
I didn't watch The Office.
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
I'm a
watched it a lot.
Seinfeld guy.
It's all right. It's all right. All right, listen. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Cody, thanks for being here.
Of course.
And
Pleasure.
stay tuned for episode 100, which is going to be a recap of the entire ship season. It started back in, and we're going to see what we learned. Go from there. Have a great day. Bye bye.